Hello. This is basically a demo of what I'm currently publishing. So I want to make it clear that these are not just footage reels. This is stuff that I've made work inside the Unreal Engine. So it's publishable content. Games. I'm going to show some effects. I'm going to show some of my new film tools, motion capture related, things like that. So I'm really excited about showing some of this off. Mostly it's about the casual games we're working on. For example, this is our classic shooter casual game. It works in mobile, so on the Google Play Store, and it works on Windows. If we want to do Apple, it's going to be a little tougher, but it can be done. The classic shooter is a template. This is the mobile version of that same app that runs perfectly well. As you can see, it's kind of a template. So what that means is we need to customize it. So this video is about uh, the point in the game development cycle where I'm going to start taking feedback like, oh, I like that game. Oh, I like this game. Like, here's a shop. Here's another shop that is more customizable, so I can include that in the executable final game. It's going pretty well. There are several different game styles that I'm working with. I'm definitely working with AI. I have about a dozen AI tools that help me get things done. I also have a lot of gizmos, such as this joystick. Here's another shooter that I'm working on that also is going well. It's called the FPS kit, and it's for first-person shooters. Very good kit. Has a lot of different weapons, so that's great. I'm going to be able to put about 15 different kinds of weapons in there. This is the template for Emily the Zombie. So just to show you kind of how it's looking, we're having a little bit of trouble with the character imports and exports, so I'm working with some tech support people to get that all dialed up, but otherwise it's a perfectly good running game. As you can see, I haven't applied AI to the features of the virtual set, but it's all looking pretty good. Emily the Zombie was the first prototype that I started using, and I actually had to take some time to figure out how to get the character to work correctly with all the existing weapons. Oh, this is the Karen set. That was a new game that I was told about that we should be working on. Several different kinds of weapons. These are AI related weapons, so they work automatically. They also work for the user, they work for the enemies. We've got all kinds of different arrays of weaponry, including different kinds of animations to make the muzzle flashes, to make the different characters have different types of weapons. We've got projectiles. Here's the projectiles. This is just a sampling of how much we've got. There's all kinds of different arrays in my portfolio that I use. Some are newer effects, some are older, and the idea there is that if we're making a classic or retro kind of shooter or a classic car game, something like that, then we would use different effects than if we would use them on a new photorealistic game. For example, this is our photorealistic level editor. Very slick stuff, all AI driven. I make levels so much faster than I used to using the existing Unreal tools as well as plugins that I've bought on the Unreal Marketplace. This is one of my favorite tools because it does things so much faster than the way I used to do it when I manually placed each of those individual rocks. It even does this thing called infinite level editing, which means that the level can actually change in real time while you're playing. That's going to be great because we won't have to build individual levels when we're developing the games. We can build just this thing. It's a work in progress on my part, but it's definitely working, and I'll probably include it in all my games eventually because it's a great way to build levels without me having to build them in advance. Here's the character building tool. I'm very excited about the upgrades and how I deal with characters because I can do it in real time now with no suits and no markers, and I can capture all the motion and use it in the existing professional tool sets that everybody uses in the industry. For example, here is my favorite effect of all, which is that I'm doing in real time a character inside a real video scene, and this is all happening like right when they're doing it. This is a more advanced setup in a studio environment. I don't use the markers or the suits, and I can get it all done. Here's a car game I'm pretty excited about because it's a casual game, right? So you got this top-down kind of look for it. So I've got a lot of different car game templates. This is a course creator that I use that allows me to build any kind of course that I like in any photorealistic environment I like. So I can then build waypoints or places where there's a checkpoint, deciding where the game ends, where the game starts, where an AI vehicle shows up. Here's one of the old retro style versions of that type of game. It's just something that I play with because I like to make sure I have like a large amount of choices about how I build a final game. And again, these are games that actually work already. So these are publishable games you're looking at. These are not just a demo reel for me to show off some of the features that I can deal with. For example, one feature that I'm actually currently prototyping is this gravity or physics-based reality that I can use with the vehicle games, and I think it's slick as hell. So I'm really excited about that too. When I was told car games are kind of a feature that we should be working on, then I definitely went into that. Although I do have a lot of other games too. For example, one of my favorite games when I was a kid was the ball platformer, they call this, and you can roll the ball through the level. Get to the end of the level. That is a fully working game as well. I would just have to build levels if you like the idea of something like that. This space shooter, kind of a little challenging. It's a little glitchy. I bought the template many years ago, and I like the retro feature, but it is a little glitchy. Probably keep that on the back burner. This is a ball breaker, breakout style game. I love that idea. Maybe we even just put this in the menu so that people can play a little casual game while they're waiting for the full game to load. I'm big on environmental realism. So this, for example, is my water feature set, which is just getting better and better. I've already been using it in the music videos and stuff like that. And I really enjoy this whole virtual, planetarium style feature set that I can use. It works well in the ocean. It works well on the beaches. It works well with rivers. And then my personal favorite feature of all, the waterfalls. I think they look very realistic. They work with the player. I love this stuff. Swimming and buoyancy and driving boats and things like that, still kind of a work in progress. I'm not happy with some of the realism, although it does work correctly. I've found that some of the features that I bought off of some of these vendors are not as well documented as they could be. So I'm working with that until I get it right. So no finished publishing game for a swimming or boat feature yet. AI is being used all over the place, of course. These are some of the new tools that are coming out, even just in the next month or so. We can extend sets. We can extend subtitles now for video series. So AI is used in all kinds of different places. We can use it to detect beats, and then those beats can be used in my interactive shows where I can actually interact with the graphics to the beat so that I can actually create bumping liquids, for example. There's a liquid feature coming in a sec that I think is so slick, and I'm going to put that to a beat. That one right there. And the liquid is all looking really good. So I'm kind of excited about it. I wanted to just give you, a look.